all films has personal story, which touched so much. We want to invite the director of the film Brave. Are you here? Yeah, come please. First of all, thank you for the film, really.
Because I want to thank you for having me in my film.
You know what was the your film fit to our edition in all reasons. First, this is about ancestors, and as you see, we have the visual, this year, like our ancestors, and this is the voice of your ancestors. Second, we didn't make a choice between visual thing in the film and the material, folklore material. Everything was so good in your film, and the most touching things in your film is that this is your personal story, that this is your mom and this is your grandmom voice. Tell me how you come to the point to make this film. Like, what's happened before? Why?
Yeah, just before, thank you very much. We all know what's going on in Ukraine, and thank you for keep running this festival. It's really important for us directors to have a place where we can show our work. So thanks.
Thank you.
I just want to apologize because there is a DCP issue in my film. There is some latence. I don't know what's happened, but so I'm sorry for that. It was a bit painful for me
to be honest, for us, as we don't know the language, for example, and just read the subtitles, it's awkward.
But it was a kind of stop motion, sometimes. So I'm sorry about it. My mother used to tell me, I have to make this ceremony for my grandmother, and since the 26th past year, she tried to achieve this voodoo ceremony, but she never could. And one day I said, do you want to make a film about it? And she said yes, and that's how it's come.
You know what, we were talking with Olga that it is like, you are very happy that you have such beautiful mother, and she's an actor.
Yeah.
She's so cute. Just send hi from us to her.
I will tell her.
Yeah. And I have one more question, and then you, and prepare your questions for the director. Was it your first time participating in such kind of tradition?
In fact, not my first time, because I was born in Haiti, and we left when I was 4, and I still got some flashes, memories of my when I was very little, yeah. And I remember, like I told you, when I was beating drums on my grandmother's knees, because my grandmother raised me. My mother was really young, she was 18 when I was born, so I used to call my grandmother my mom.
Oh.
And not my mom, it's after my mom became my real mom. And it was...
Was it your first time?
Yeah, no. In this ceremony, no. I have this flash. I was in Haiti in 2006, but no voodoo ceremony. So I find something really far in my memory when I was shooting Brave.
And also, why, this is not our first film about voodoo. Do you remember last year we had the same? And all this trans, like, when they, the woman,
possessed.
Just tell me why just girls and women participate in this dancing? Is it obligated, or it's like
no,
just...
not necessarily. It's because this group you see on the film is the group of my grandmother, and what I discovered it's in voodoo in the countryside, there is some group of women. They try to endure the tough life in Haiti with spirit, voodoo, and there is some they've been beaten by the husband, and they got really tough and hard story, so they come together, and it's a voodoo group of my grandmother, and there is all this girl of the countryside, of the neighborhood.
Okay, but explain us what is going on there. Just dancing, but what is behind this dancing? They try to speak to the spirit of your grandmother, or why they do this ritual. And as I understand, it has to somehow calm down your mother that hear the voice of your granny. But what's the purpose of this ritual?
Okay, yeah, because when the voodoo priestess passed away, the child must perform this ceremony to solve everything not solved when the voodoo priestess was alive. Because, you know, there is a kind of contract between the voodoo priestess and the spirit who chose her. And for my grandmother, the voodoo called brave. So we don't know what my mother got to do to finish and solve all. So we try to call him, and he should possess someone and talk to her. Okay, you got to do this, and maybe a carnival or this ceremony. And if you don't, you can get bad things in your life.
Okay, but why your mom feel it so late? Like 5 years past?
26. Because 26. The situation in Haiti is really complicated, really dangerous, and it costs a lot of money to do this ceremony.
Why? A lot of money, why?
Because you have to prepare all the dress, all the food, all things, pay musicians, etc. And in fact, you only see little parts of the ceremony. It's 8 days of ceremonies.
8 days?
8 days.
Oh, that's why your mom changed the dress.
Yeah, but there is 8 dresses, but we show only 2.
Only I think, 2, yes,
the
white and red one.
And
oh my God.
That's why it's...
So every day they gather, they dancing, they eating together, they slept even, yeah?
Yeah, and they pray together, etc. And it starts at something like maybe 8 p.m. and end at 5 or 6 a.m. each day.
Wow. I want to participate in such kind of ritual.
Yeah, actually, that's my question, because a lot of sacred rituals are not allowed to be filmed. So was it possible for you, because you are a relative, or like how in general this culture approach the, this preservance of the material in this media form?
Yeah, it was easy for me because I was the son, and all these women remember me, but when I was a little child, they know me. So, yeah, it's a bit secret, but I have the opportunity to get in and to film this.
I also had a question, because I also noticed this strong female aspect of the film, of course, but is the mamba position only for females, or is it hereditary, so who is the next mamba?
I don't know who's the next one. I don't think it's me, because...
Why?
no, because you know this when you are a little child. So the spirit talk by you. Oh, you have to do this. For example, my grandmother, when she was 2 years old, she used to say, okay, you have to perform this ceremony on this tree, do this, and it was brave talking to her, through her. And you know this. And mambo, it's the word for a female chief in the Vodou community, and for a guy, it's Oukan or Bokor. So it depends. Just depends. But for my grandmother, the spirit came from her uncle.
Any questions from audience?
What is the components of this ritual that, like, they eating? Do they drink something? And how to come to this trance?
It depends. Yeah, they drink, for example.
Or small, maybe, or I don't know.
No,
just we are curious, you know,
yeah.
how to get this.
The drummers, they drink a lot. Something called klira. Klira, yeah, it's a strong alcohol, really strong one.
So there is alcohol.
Yeah, but they have got some kind of electricity when they beat. But there is people possessed without nothing. So there is, I don't put in the film, but there is a girl at one moment. She was sitting and just her eyes turn white, and she started to cry and she started to move, but with nothing. I don't know. It's magic because I'm between the both sides, between my Occidental culture and my Asian culture. I don't know if it's magic or if it's some kind of, you know, with the community and the energy and things like that.
Yeah, I actually have a question related to that because you live in France. Since what time? When did you move to France?
Since I was 4 years old.
Okay, so how much do you still feel related to the culture? So, for example, when you travel there, how, you know, natural you feel there, how easy it is for you to communicate, how people there treat you? Like, are you a foreigner already, or do they like accept you like you're one of them?
I speak Creole, so the native language, very well because my mother used to speak with me at home. Yeah.
My big respect to your mom.
Yeah, thanks.
Please send her.
But for them, when I was in IT, I was a French guy, not Haitian, because I don't know how they see, but maybe in the language or in the way I move, I don't know, but immediately for them, I'm French and not Haitian, so you are still between two things. In French, I'm not totally French, and in IT, I'm not totally Haitian.
Yeah, I mean, we can relate, like a lot of Ukrainians can relate to that right now, because since a lot of people were moved to other countries, like we also experience this state. And if you allow me to ask a personal question, because I don't know if you have kids or are you planning to have kids, but if so, would you think you will introduce them to their culture, and will you like keep at least some knowledge, you know, of your roots?
Yes, I have one kid of 1 year, and I keep talk with him in Creole also. Yeah. And I will try to give him the culture, and I try to preserve and to make the link.
I can understand you so fully because I am Ukrainian Bulgarian. Actually, I was born in Bulgarian diaspora in Ukraine, so I always tell that all Ukrainian Bulgarian or French, tell me again your Haitian, I can't even pronounce it. We always will be with two roots in our heart, but one home. For me, my home is Ukraine. For you, your home is France, and it's normal. And I want to ask you about the team. How many people was in the team shooting the images? And then, second question: does the ritual influence to them? Like, was it hard to shoot it? Yeah.
In France, we were. It depends 4, 5. It was a big crew in France because we got some big camera and stuff like this. And in IT, I was alone because the country was too dangerous to allow my DOP to come with me. And I just got one guys, Haitian guys, for the song during 10 days. And it was quite intense and really difficult for me to shoot all of these and manage the song sometimes, but and to pull the focus also. But I think it was it was the best things for the film, because, you know, when I was shooting at my mother, there is some proximity when I shoot her, and even when she was crying during the night, I can take my camera and try to shoot discreetly. And it was good because we left together and we come back together, and me and my camera, there is something really close. It was a family film, so finally. And for example, when she cried at the end, I put my camera, and with my son engineer, we go outside, and I say, okay, mom, just record an audio tape like you use to make with grandma, and you can say what you want. So we go outside, and she was blah, 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 blah during 1 hour. Nothing interesting for me as a director. And then I come to this little room, and in fact I was just sit so close to her, and I start to talk with her and say, oh, do you think we will never see again grandma when we left, etc. And she just and even forget me and talk with me.
It was so sincere and so intimate mood, and we felt it.
But we choose to cut my voice and to cut me even at the beginning when she's talking to me. Wilmar, do you think, etc. Because I really want to treat my mother as a character, and what matters for me it's the relationship between her and her grandmother. Me, I'm here, but a bit far away from this relationship. And about the crew, there is the sound engineer. He is a Catholic guy, evangelist guy, and the region don't allow him to go in the temple, in the Vodou temple. So he put the mic all around, and then he go outside and just mix. But the drums were very strong, and sometimes I go outside and I see him like this, and I was, oh, Rudy, you are dancing, it's not allowed. And he was like, oh, this drama, it's too much in my. And after, at the end of the week, he forget all about the evangelist. And he come in the Vodou ceremony and dancing, and one time he take the camera and filming me dancing with the girls, so it was funny.
Okay, but don't you feel so powerful, these roots? Maybe you hear some voices to come back to the land. And where is your mom? She's in France? Or
yeah, she's in France.
And she doesn't plan to come back to...
Later, probably. It's one of her dreams, but for me it was like, you know, a door to open, because I try to connect with my roots right now, and I don't know if I trust in all of these things, because I have a really rationalist mind, you know, because I was Cartesian and scientific. I really love astronomy, things like that, and for me there is things I can explain in my life happen sometimes with my grandmother or some energy, so I just try to search it.
I'm also curious because in our program in general, and we receive a lot of submissions of films where directors go and explore their roots, but I'm always curious, okay, it's just a stage of your artistic life and you get interested in it, but apart from that, as a director, what topics interest you? What other films have you made, or maybe you are working on something at the moment?
I really like film about time, love, and connection between human and also science. And mystic film. I like that so much because for me cinema is a way to explore things. I don't like to bring a message. I just want to search in things. And for example, I'm working on a love story in the Vodou world, a kind of metaphysical thriller.
Fiction.
Yeah, fiction. But because I came from fiction.
You will submit it,
But
yes?
it's fiction.
No, we have fiction
No.
non-competition, but
expanded.
Okay.
yeah, we will
But it's
for
a-
next year,
but
especially for
No,
you.
it's a feature, so it will take time. I
Okay.
don't know, 3, 4, I don't know, 10 years.
Anyway, on that moment
We still will be there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe you have some questions. Yeah, I know, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, thank you. Merci beaucoup pour votre film. And I just want to comment kind of because I really appreciate your approach that you don't like judge or comment or have your like you're just observing and it's like, really really beautiful and also that you connect both worlds like France and Haiti in that way that like if I saw your mom coming back and it was such a strong cut like after the ceremony and then you cut to the airplane. It was like, wow, what must be in the head of your mother and of course also in your head. And I'm just, it's a personal question, you don't have to answer, but I'm interested what it did to you and to your mother now, like because it's all about letting go and like finding peace, I guess, with this ceremony. And did it work or is it like, because in the film we see your mother that's still struggling with like the past, and I'm just interested in how is it now, if you want to answer.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much. For her, I think she don't want to tell it as a grief she never make, but in fact it is because we never saw my grandmother again, and this ceremony was a kind of grief. And right now, I feel she's more peaceful, and she also got this issue with her back, you know, and at the end, and she don't have this. It was on her body, you know, something, charge, yeah, something. Yes. So, excuse me.
She was relieved.
Yeah, she was relieved. Yeah, and now she's healing inside and a bit outside in the body, and for me it was like an honor a way to honor my grandmother, and I was really happy to find pieces, fragments of her everywhere in the person, in the places, and.
Do you have friends in France? Friends from your village, from your place?
No.
Just you and your family?
Yeah.
Your mom and you?
That's all.
And you save your language and try to save traditions.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I want to meet your mom one day.
I hope so.
With next film, come with your mom.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions? Yeah.
Did you get to know the lottery numbers?
Excuse me?
Did you get to know the lottery numbers?
Ah no, not me. I hope so with a dream, maybe, but no, not yet.
How did you approach the preparation with your crew? Because it was really intimate and you got the rhythm very well on the screen. So that's something you must know about of your experience, but how did you prepare your crew?
I got a DOP and she met my mother before one day, and she just came at home and have some food, so they connect immediately, and it was easy. And my mother really, if she was here, you will see she connect with people really easily. So I don't have so much to do, but just one day to prepare with my DOP, and she come at home and have lunch. That's all. And after I was alone on IT, so it was, I don't have to prepare. We just prepare things about images, you know, the color, we know with the duet dress, and we paint the temple with the color. We know it's matched with the dark skin, this blue and this red. So that's how we try to prepare, and I was constantly in line with my DOP. She said, "Oh, are you doing this? Are you doing it? It's okay." And That's all.
Questions?
No question in the exception. I just want to give you a technical compliment, because when I hear you, how you managed in the end to shoot on your own and with your sound engineer outside, the sound was just incredible to combine with the images you shot in the ritual, in the dancing scenes, and how you switched from, you know, the sound when it was synced through the drums, but then you did editing of the dancing as well. Hearing how you did it on the fly and, you know, in minimal setup, then I just want to give you a compliment.
Thank you very much.
Any more? Do you have questions? If you have some personal questions, you can come after and ask our director. And now is the time of a little awarding for participation, and your film will compete till 18th, and our member of jury, they will make their decision, and we will have award ceremony. We invite you all for it to know who is the winner, and we have a musical surprise for you. Our Ukrainian star is coming right now for this award ceremony, and we have to pray about her because now it's borders between Ukraine and Poland are closed, and she's trying to come. Her name is Miroslava Sali, so I invite you also. And we prepare a diploma and some prize that is not usual. I want to explain what is this. This is a briquette where we wrote our motto of our festival: celebrate life and your culture is your weapon. This is what your mother do, what you do with your son. You teach him your culture. And this briquette is made by the soldier of our army. He is a craftsman, and starting from 24th of February, he go to the front line. And special for this prize, he come for the vacation to make it. So feel the heartbeat of Ukraine and the warmth of our hands.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and also we want to invite you for the next screen. And don't forget, we have a market there with souvenirs, crafts, and our merch, our t-shirts, socks, caps. If you want to support the culture and the army, because all souvenirs that we bring, we will take the money and give to the brigada. How to say brigada? Group, a special group in army that is located in Belgrade, where our festival is. So we support them with this money. So come and buy. And also today in the evening we will have Ukrainian film, feature film, full-length Terekoni. It is about the Ukrainian war that is starting from 2014 on Donbass. And I don't know if you know or not, but our programmer Lena Rubashevska, she is from Donbass. She ran from the war twice. First, on 2014, she ran from Donbass to Kiev, to Bucha. And I shouldn't explain what does it mean, Bucha, right? Second time she ran to Poland, and now she is living here. We will come back when festival finished. We will come back to Ukraine. So we just, I don't know what to ask. Just come to share, to be with us, and we will share our truth and our feelings and emotions. And it's so, your support is so important for us, because now it gives us wings and hope that Ukraine will win, and we are on the light side, and everything will be okay with our country. And we want it so much. We need it. And we invite you next year to Belgrade for Film Festival. So come please.